Welcome in, everybody, to the dojo on this beautiful Thursday. Today we're joined by Bonanzarad. Welcome in, Bonanzarad.
Hi.
And we'll be doing some coaching in Great League Remix. Welcome in, TPT Matt. Bonanzarad has a couple teams he may be trying out today, trying to get a feel for Remix. Had a pretty good run in Element. Hit a that was a personal high, right, at 2405?
Yep.
And then since we've gone back into the more open leagues, it's been hitting him a little bit. So we'll be trying to do a little bouncing back, a little working on stuff. We're trying not to, we discussed this beforehand, try not to focus on counting too much. That doesn't feel like that's one of his strengths. So we'll be looking more at strategy things and maybe some timing stuff that doesn't involve like trying to count all the moves. So if you're ready to jump into the first game, we can go for it.
Okay.
All right.
So I will try Oliver's team.
Okay. That's a Frostless lead. That is a great lead for us. We discussed this before. If they throw a move before we throw a move, we know it's Avalanche because we get to a Hydro just before they get to the first Shadow Ball. So this shouldn't be able to be a Shadow Ball? Question mark? Oh, wow. So we missed a turn somewhere. Good shield by Bonanzarad. Maybe reading that he lagged a little bit at some point in there. Can we stop tapping? Maybe he's getting lag, or maybe it's stopping. He has good signal, and he's on airplane mode. He plays in the same kind of format that I do. This is low enough, so he's just going to 2-shield and farm it down. I don't mind that. Opponent just going straight Shadow Ball. It's a pretty big risk bait, right? Because the avalanches will be double resisted. So it makes sense. And we come out of this with a fairly healthy Mon with some energy. Whiskash comes in. I think we're probably in one Mud Bomb range, but I hope we can get to a second Hydro before. Oh, he just switches out to the... Okay. Opponent brings in a Snarl. Mandibuzz. Aerial... I think I'll take 2 Aerial Aces to kill. So we should get at least 2 of these Ice Punches. And he kept the Empoleon nice and healthy. Surfetched is the harder counter for Whiskash, so I like the call here to bring the Primeape in, so we can have kind of neutral coverage and save the potential Leaf Blades for the Whiskash later. Throwing right away. If we have the chance for lethal, we go for it. Still in range where it would be very difficult for a Whiskash to Mudshot down. So opponent shields here, makes sense. Opponent overcharging some, but I think a foul play still won't kill the Empoleon, so if we just go for an Empoleon farm down here, I think we're in a pretty good spot. He makes that read as well. Gets the extra waterfall through, that's nice. So I think it's probably 2 more waterfalls here. But opponent might have a move loaded and swap in and snipe. Oh, hit our move. Oh, we overtap. Lose that energy. Throwing that move there would have been pretty good, but that's a tough one, right? They came in, and once we overtap, their animation's going to end before ours. 4, 5. He's currently, I think, in the 2200s Rubik's Moose. He said he had a season high of 2400 during Element, had not been that high before. And then we wouldn't be throwing Leaf Blade in this matchup because it's the more efficient move. Bonanzarad makes that call correctly. I like it. I think the only thing here was if we'd been able to throw that Hydra a little faster, but still gets the win. I like it. All right, Bonanzarad, what do you think about that one?
Okay, that was easy. Somehow.
Yeah, you definitely had an advantage off the lead, and then they didn't really have a hard punish for your Empoleon, so you're able to get a lot of extra work out of that life you had on it, even though you were down shields.
Yes, that's just an easy start. When he switched in with Wishcash,
yeah,
I was kind of surprised, but it was no threat at all for me.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been easier, right, if we'd had thrown that Hydro there. Dying with all that energy makes it a little closer than it could have been, but I mean, generally in those situations, I think like we had the Hydro, we could have killed the Mandibuzz. And like if we have a lethal move, one of the things I see some is, especially with people who don't count, like you're counting, you're just kind of feeling it out. I think that in most cases it's gonna be safer if when you have a move that's lethal, we just throw it. Like if we can kill something, just go for the kill. So in that situation, if we go for that throw right there, either we kill the Mana Buzz, or if he swaps to the Wish Cache, he's like immediately eating the move. And either way, like we get to use the energy, we kill something, we're in a little better spot. So I would encourage you in the games today, like we have lethal, we go for lethal.
Okay, I keep it in mind.
Yeah. But that was definitely a good matchup for us, and you played your way through it well.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's jump to the next one. Like we talked about a different team prior, but I feel pretty comfortable with him using this team. It's a very solid ABB with good mons with good coverage for the meta. So opponent's gonna get to a move first. We don't get the X1 through. That's okay. They need 2 more for the next one. Bonanzarad's not doing counting, so he's just gonna kind of feel it out. I would like him to maybe throw 1 more and then throw. Just ooh. Yeah, so we've talked about this before on the channel. Generally speaking, if it's a CMP and your move doesn't go through, you don't want to be tapping right on the move afterwards, because that's like the easiest time for them to sneak one in. You want to throw 1 extra one and then throw. Shielding the second foul play. 1, 2. We have, okay, swaps out. Opponent also swaps out, and there is a Wigglytuff. That is not good for us. Now, Night Slash is resisted, and Ice Punch is neutral, so Ice Punch definitely probably a better option here, and I don't expect the opponent to... Okay, opponent shields their Wigglytuff. I guess Night Slash is a little better in that context because it could have given us a boost, but like the boost chance on 2 counters probably not as good as just the exchange from the Ice Punch if they no shield. And then we could farm this down before it gets to a move. That's pretty good, and that's still probably out of Snarl down range, so they throw right away. So they should be pretty close to out of energy. I wouldn't shield this. Lets it go. Good call. And hopefully it's not another Charmer in the back? Question mark. To die. Oh, it gets to the Aerial Ace here. If you don't shield this, something in the back with any kind of fast move pressure, they foul played instead of Aerial Acing. Alright, saving the shield. So this is a situation where we want a Night Slash, right? This Leaf Blade is double resisted by the Bug and Poison typing, and Night Slash would be neutral. And the Night Slash also has a boost chance. So they no shield the first one because they know it's not lethal, and they're expecting a Night Slash, and if we get the boost, they want the shield for the second one. But now he switched up to Night Slash here. They still shield this. Can we get to another? What's up, Tommy Swan? Welcome in. Yeah, I wouldn't expect the Wiggly to shield either. It's going pretty well, doing some coaching today with Bonanzarad. They get a boost to... They're going to outpace us here. Lunge would have been resistant. Maybe we could have saved that shield. I don't know that the first cross poison would have been lethal, but that's definitely a little tougher matchup for us. And what did you think about that one, Bonanzarad?
That was a classic one. I'm surprised by a mon I didn't know. Didn't know moveset, and I didn't know what is efficient against it.
Sure. The Ariados?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bug and Poison both resist grass. So you figured, I can tell you threw the Night Slash the second time. Like you made the read after that. Just got a little caught off guard there, and that happens sometimes. I was curious why you threw the Night Slash instead of the Ice Punch at the Wigglytuff.
I hoped for the buff.
The boost. Okay, that's fair.
Boost for the boost.
Yeah, because we were never needed 2 moves there. If we get a couple extra counters with the boost, yeah. I didn't expect them to shield there, because they knew you had an Empoleon that could farm them down, so I expected them to want to no shield, and the Ice Punch would be more efficient there. So that's what my thinking was on that. But I can understand wanting to go for the boost.
I want to bait the Charmer. I had the feeling there was a Charmer in the back, so I changed quite early.
Yeah, no, that was a good call. And then they got the farm down. Mostly that game just kind of came down to them barely getting to that last move on their Mana Buzz. Although they threw the wrong move, they threw a foul play instead of an Aerial Ace, and those cost the same.
Yep.
But I think if we had that little extra health, if we'd gotten there that one extra.
Yes.
But
I think
you pulled
when
that out.
you they couldn't beat me with their third mon.
Yeah.
So.
Nope, it was a close one. So whenever you go to they throw a charge move and you have the energy for your move, so like you're Empoleon, they threw their foul play at 5, and then coming out of the animation, you hit your charge move.
Yeah.
Anytime you do that, it's really likely they get a free fast move through.
Okay.
Like if you want to try to minimize them getting free moves through, coming out of that animation, we want to be tapping in the middle of the screen, throw one more fast move, and then throw our charge move. Because then we have a chance to make it clean. Because like it just, I think there's like a way if you like hit it at frame perfect timing, like as the button shows up, you're hitting it, that it might deny their fast move. But like we're humans, not robots, so I wouldn't count on trying to come right out of the animation and hit the charge move. That was always throw one more fast move there. And that will also protect you in situations where there's like a like, you know, sometimes it looks like it's CMP, you think it's CMP, and then it wasn't CMP. It'll protect you from those situations as well, because you'll be tapping out in the middle of the screen, so then you never give them a free move there either.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to the next one. I don't know that any of the decisions Bonanzarad made, even though some of them didn't align with how I'd play the game, I don't think any of those actually ended up making the difference in the outcome. So we see another Mandibuzz lead, another Snarl Mandy. So we want to keep tapping through. Beautiful. And then we want to throw at least one more before we throw. That's what we talked about last game. Let's see, we can hit one more, and then go in 2 more. There we go. Gets it clean after 2. That works as well. This could be CMP. Opponent is at 7. Oh no, we snuck one through. Opponent's at 6. They are 1 away still. He swaps out to a fighter. Try to bait out a Charmer just like last game. Opponent has their own fighter. Bonanzarad going for the boost and bait again. Opponent shields it. In this matchup, like it's pretty like sensitive, right? Like any damage here matters. So it's likely they were going to shield the first one, and then being able to throw the second one before they throw a move is pretty nice. So even though Ice Punch is more efficient here, like we're putting a lot of pressure on this opponent, and now we could no shield if we wanted to, but and bring in our other fighter, but we lose about half the health on that fighter. So I like the play here to shield this, get this a little lower. 4. No, I don't like it as much now that they got exactly 5 counters. I would shield this. Yep, and this waterfall should KO that Machamp, and because they were throwing, they don't get a free counter in here on us, which is nice. We keep all our extra HP. We're still out of foul play range. The Mandibuzz does have some energy. We get 2 through. He hasn't been counting, as he self-admitted, and I haven't been trying to count exactly for him because I know that's not what he's working on. But yeah, I wouldn't have gone for a farm down here. I knew they swapped out with some energy, but now they're dry, so we may be able to get a farm down here. I think their timer's up though, which is why I'd rather throw their own Empoleon. So we want a Leaf Blade here. Both are neutral, but Leaf Blade's more efficient. It's a 2.0 DPE move. And Night Slash is like 1.4 or 1.3 or something. We should be able to just counter this down because it threw 2 moves, so it shouldn't get to another one. I like it. All right, Bonanzarad, what do you think about that one?
I missed the move on the Empoleon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I couldn't farm it down, the Mandibuzz.
Mm-hmm.
But that's happening when you don't count.
Exactly. So when we swapped in earlier in the fight, like we threw a Hydro at it had only thrown 1 foul play at us, and then we swapped in and it stayed in a little bit. So like I had a feeling that they were closer to 2 than we thought. And that just falls into the say, like, you know, that was a situation again where like we had a lethal move. I'd like to see us throw the lethal move there, like instead of risking it right now because you don't count, and that's fine. And I think you can still, you know, get veteran, get maybe even a little above expert if you like just get the feel of the timings enough without counting at all. I mean 2-0 Butters has been top 10 on the leaderboard, and he says he never counts, so it's possible. But until you have that kind of familiarity with it through the fight, I would just, when we have lethal, let's just go for kills. I think that'll give us more wins. But other than that, I think you played that really well. Like you swapped out trying to bait out the Charmer again. I think you know that Ice Punch is the more efficient move, but you're going for that Night Slash boost and you're expecting them to shield, so I'm okay with those as well. That they shielded the second Night Slash was a little weird from my perspective. Like, if I was their coach, like, why'd you shield the second Night Slash? Like, but we got both shields. They got that perfect farm down at the end, which is a little awkward. But then, we had the shield for it, so worked out pretty well. I liked. It seems like you have a pretty good idea of the plan with this team, and you're executing on it well. So just wanted to encourage that, and the little thing when we have those lethals, let's just throw the move.
Okay.
All right, let's jump to the next one. This is a really good lead for us. We're doing crazy super effective damage. I think we can no shield the first one if they throw it 4. This is just a weather ball. We don't have to shield this one. And because we have that extra one through, we can still farm down. But Bonanzarad opts to shield the first one, which is okay too. They're going to do the second one in 3, 1. We're not quite. Okay, he's going for the lethal move. Can respect it. I think he recognizes that he's going to have to throw before we KO them. So might as well throw here. Don't mind it. That's what we talked about. Abomasnow. 2. I would like to throw 1 drill peck here and then swap out. Oh, he stores the drill peck. That works too. That drill peck may be worth more later. And here comes the Charmer. And definitely Ice Punch here, yeah. Because against Wigglytuff, we can afford to be a little riskier because it's taking neutral damage from the counters. But Clefable taking resisted damage from the counters. We need all that chip. And I'd bring this back in. Yep, and throw right away. We got lethal. Throw lethal. We don't want to have to shield here at all. This may get a shield from them, which would be amazing. And we have another fighter for the Abomasnow. And it, can't really store that much energy before we swap out. I would no shield this. I'd save the shield for a fighter. I think the fighter with the shield can win the game. Makes the read it's an energy ball and shields it. But we're just not doing that much pressure in this matchup. And now I'm concerned that the fighter can't counter it down before it gets to another energy ball. It's probably dry here. 2, 3, 4. This is just a weather ball? Alright, gets it. Whoo! Opponent doesn't use any shields. Alright, what'd you think about that one?
I thought I misplayed, but the fast move, the counter pressure is won me.
Yeah. I was a little worried about using the shield on the Empoleon. But I mean, they couldn't get to another energy ball before you countered down, so it was good.
Yep.
I like that you came in, you threw the lethal. I like that you threw the Ice Punch on the Charmer. Felt like you made good reads of that game. Played it well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's jump to the next one. If this is Rock Throw, it is really, really good for us. If it's Spark, it's hard to tell. We want to swap. I would have swapped to Surfetched. Because we have that Leaf Blade. This is a Bubble Seismitoad. Seismitoad usually is Sludge Bomb Earth Power. But I think it can have Muddy Water. I mean, I'd shield this, yeah. Because then we get to line up our other fighter with the Probopass. Is the Muddy Water. Gets the debuff. Don't shield this one. It's just got to be another Muddy Water. There's no way they got to something else that fast. Yeah. They get the double debuff. Okay. What are they going to farm us down with, though? Like, what could possibly farm us down here? I would throw Ice Punch here because, he's going to farm us down, and they're not likely to shield it, and so any damage here matters. Where that Night Slash is resisted. And now Surfetched has to kill 2 things with 1 shield, essentially. Feels pretty high risk. I'd feel better if it was a little lower HP. Unite Hype Indeed Scientist and Quasimodo. Yep, Thursday streams will be Unite streams. 90-minute Unite stream. Ooh, no shield. Just a pup. Okay. All these counters hurt. 4. Okay, we throw. Opponent 100% shields this. But evening up the shields is kind of nice. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We get the waterfall through. We shield this every time. It's an increased damage move from a glassy mon that has super effective moves. Oh, that hurt. Well, if it's rock throw, we still might have a chance, chat. That is rock throw. But I think we're just too hurt. And like based off it swapping out at the lead, like that made it seem pretty likely it was rock throw, not a spark. I just don't think we have quite enough health here because we didn't shield. Yeah, and they were not at a move there. So that was a tough one. All right, Bonanzarad, what do you think about that one?
Yes, I was worried that what's the name in English? I don't know. Has an electro attack too. I wanted to keep the shield for the last one.
Oh, you were worried that it's Probopass, the guy with the mustache.
Probopass, yes.
Yeah, you were worried that it had to move. So based off the fact that they immediately swapped it out at the beginning, it seemed really likely that it was rock throw and not spark. Because if it had spark, that's a pretty playable matchup for them. But they swapped out right away, so I was pretty sure it had rock throw, and rock throw generates energy pretty slow. So I think shielding the move from the Hitmonchan would have been better. Especially since the Hitmonchan power up punched the first time, right?
Yeah.
So like Hitmonchan's pretty glassy, and having boosted its attack once, like whatever it threw there, I was pretty sure was going to put us in the danger zone essentially. So I would have liked to shield there a little bit better. I liked your read though in the middle matchup. You shield the first one because it could have been like an Earth Power or something, and winning switch was really nice for us. But then you made the call not to shield the second one after they threw one Muddy Water. So I liked that read. I was curious why you brought in the Primeape instead of the Sirfetch'd though.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I just clicked on it.
Yeah, okay. If we see another, like any Mudboy swap, right? If it's a Seismitoad or a Whiscash or like going to the Sirfetch'd is gonna be a little better for us because we have the Leaf Blade.
Yeah.
Which like immediately deletes them if they don't shield it. So just like I guess the way that we're kind of looking at this team is that Primeape is usually our safe swap, and I would consider Sirfetch'd more the counter swap. And in my mind, that means like if somebody brings in something that's good against our lead, it's usually going to be weak to our fighters, and Sirfetch'd is the one we'd rather bring into that because Primeape has a little more. Primeape has better coverage for things that are bad for fighters, right? We have Ice Punch for flyers, and the Sirfetch'd doesn't have as good of moves for Mandibuzz or some of the other flyers that might come in. So I'd rather, if they bring in something, we want to go to our Sirfetch'd, and if we're the one swapping out of the lead, we're going to Primeape.
Okay.
It may be a little situational because like depends on the moves and but like generally speaking, we want to try to do it that way. I think Sirfetch'd is better at killing things in the middle of the game. Right now, like at some like at the high level, right? It's you want to be swapping as fast as possible. Right now, I'd rather us be a turn late and swap to the right one than try to immediately swap and swap to the wrong one.
Okay.
I think that'll so if they swap in, like if we can, it's one or two moves, I think that's gonna be okay. Like our Mons have really good pacing. Like Sirfetch'd gets all of its moves in 10 turns. It's like really fast. So if we're a little bit behind, I think it'll be okay. Just to take that second to figure out like which one of these do I actually want to bring in here. All right, let's jump to the next one. That last game was definitely in the winnable range. So team feels really solid in the meta while we're building good teams. We're going to swap out of this to the Primeape. That's our safe swap, right? Let's try to take a second here. Oh, it goes to the Sirfetch'd anyways. That's all right. And this is a situation where like I guess either one of these is okay here. I think Bonanzarad, if he could do it again, would hit Night Slash. Night Slash is super effective here and has the boost chance. Opponent shields it. Maybe we just like super mind gamed them, chat. Super mind gamed them. Yeah, exactly, P. James. Like it's easy to speak in generalizations, but they're rarely true. Fast move sinking is probably a little bit out of the depth for today's pointers, but I like that. I mean, I guess they no shield the second one. Maybe we can get to a third, 2, 3, 4. We're one turn behind. This is a desync. And I think Icy wins lethal from here. So they Bonanzarad opts to shield it. They throw a Shadow Ball. That's pretty good for us, chat. Ooh, clicked on it right out of the move, but gets it. No No hex through this time. We're now shields down, and we should be able to counter this down, honestly. That's kind of nice. The goon still doesn't want to come back in here, because even with one debuff, like double super-directed counters are a house. Gallbat comes in. Night Slash is the right read here. Leaf Blade would be double resisted. They're just going to farm us down and no shield. We get the buff, but it doesn't matter. We 100% come back in Empoleon. And Empoleon can tank a Shadow Ball from Gallbat. I think it'll win this matchup without a shield. We just need to be ready if they swap to swap right away. Because we need the Empoleon for this matchup. That's a Poison Fang. What? We have lethal, we throw lethal, I love it. The Gallbat definitely keeps pace with our fighter. It'll get to a Poison Fang before we get to an Ice Punch. Well, if they throw right here, we'll win CMP, and we can just, after 5 counters, throw a Night Slash if we need to. There's the Shadow Ball. So they went Poison Fang Shadow Ball to secure the lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I would have liked us to throw there to not get Poison Fanged here, because if the Goon gets like a Cross Chop now, it may be lethal. And we don't have like a big move that hits the Goon very hard. Ice Punch it. Oh no. That was a little melodramatic. Sorry, chat. Yeah, the opponent played that really well, but I think we could have gotten that one. Bring it back in. All right, what do you think about that one, Bonanzarad?
I think I could have won this, but I misplayed.
Okay, what do you think your misplay was?
Thrown earlier, the Night Slash.
Yes. If you had, right when you got, because the Poison Fang and the Night Slash, you're both going to get there in 10 turns, and Primeape wins that CMP. So if you just throw in that Night Slash there, the Gallbat dies without being able to throw that Poison Fang. I think you win that one. I agree. Everything else in that matchup...
Okay, I don't fight this Gallbat so often, so didn't know how it reacts.
That's fine. Yeah. I think other than just not throwing that Night Slash right when you got there at the end, I think other than that, you played that matchup pretty well. You saved the Empoleon, used it. The opponent, it was pretty heads up by them to throw the Poison Fang into the Shadow Ball. That's kind of higher level. If they'd just gone Shadow Ball, they would have been in a worse spot. And you made sure you won switch so you could line up your fighter on the Goon. I think you played it really well, other than just, it's that when we have lethal, we want to throw lethal. That's what we want to keep working on today. Okay. Also, I was curious why you threw the Leaf Blade at the Drift Limb at the beginning. Were you just click the wrong one, or were you trying to fake him out?
No, I was disorientated.
Okay.
I just didn't know.
That's fair. Yep. So most times, most flying things, we want to be throwing Night Slash. The one probably main exception there would be like Mandibuzz. But most flying things we want to throw Night Slash because the Leaf Blade's going to be resisted.
Okay. Yeah. But he shielded, so it's okay for me.
Yeah, and I think in some way you next level faked them out because then they didn't expect you to have Night Slash. Maybe they thought you were on Leaf Blade Brave Bird, and then they didn't shield the next one. So worked out either way. Yeah.
I take this.
Yep. All right, let's get to the next one. We switching out here. Takes a second to think about it. Swaps to our safe swap this time. I like it. 1, 2, 3. Counting isn't that important today. Throwing the Night Slash here at the flyer. I like it. Ice Punch and Night Slash are both super effective. Night Slash comes out faster and has that boost chance. So I like throwing the Night Slash. They Icy Wind us. 1. Yep, just keep going for the Night Slashes. Not sure how much damage an Icy Wind does to a Primeape. If that had been just straight 4 at the beginning, maybe we could have tanked it. They're going to throw right here. Just before we get to ours. Good timing by our opponent. We're double shielding. Can we outpace the next one? can we outpace the next one? I mean, they probably can no-shield this, but we still have a chance to threaten that last shield or win switch based off the next one. We also could... this is high risk, chat, but I respect it. We're going to get to a move just before this Sirfetch'd to threaten the last shield on them. Get the lethal, throw the lethal. And the question is, what's their back mon? They may counter down now. We just bring in the Primeape to absorb the damage. Good read. I like it. Primeape's going to die here, and then we get to bring in our Sirfetch'd. I think 2 counters will KO, and I hope they don't get to another move in 2 counters. 1. Oh! Unfortunate, chat. That's why that swap was really high risk, like swapping our Empoleon back at... Oh, close combat. Oof. All right. That was a tough one. We lost lead there. They had a really, really hard answer for us.
Yeah. Oh. I don't think I had any chance at all.
Yeah.
I think this.
Yeah. We might have been in a little better spot if we didn't hardlock our Empoleon back in. If we just let the let the Drifblim kill our Primeape.
Okay.
And then we come in with the Empoleon, like, then we have a chance for our Sirfetch'd to kill theirs, like, because we come in with we're gonna tank a move. We still probably get like 2 or 3 waterfalls, so we'll probably still get to a move against their Sirfetch'd, and then we can bring in our own Sirfetch'd. It'd be really close. It was definitely not a good position, and our Sirfetch'd was going to be at, like, in the best case, like 60% health against whatever they had in the back. So there were a lot of things there that we still wouldn't win against. Yeah, that was a bottom third game, and you went to our safe swap. We executed on the plan, and it just didn't work. And that's going to happen, somewhere between 20 and 40% of the time. We just gotta brush that one off and go on to the next one. And that's a fighter lead. We want to take a second. Oh, we probably still want to be going to Primeape here, because Primeape is our safe swap. And Primeape would have, there's a lot of matchups they might come into. Like, Primeape has Ice Punch for this matchup, where both of Sirfetch'd's moves are resisted. That's why we want to be trying to use Primeape as the safe swap, so we'll reiterate that after the game. Usually these are running Aqua Tail and Crunch. That's Aqua Tail. Yeah, we probably could have tanked one Aqua Tail. But maybe we tank the next one. 2 shielding to win switch isn't terrible, because we do have another fighter for the Goon. I don't dislike that, but I think we could tank this. I think we can tank 1. There we go. Fell Stinger? Chat, they just tried to Fell Stinger us for this. If this is Aqua Tail and Fell Stinger cost the same. If this is Aqua Tail, it kills us. So I probably would have shielded that one just to guarantee we won switch. But we're now on the 1 shields. It's a Goon though, so we should throw Hydro here. Good read by Bonanzarad. I think you just have to tank this cross chop and hope that we have a decent match. No, we probably. That was a Night Slash. We definitely want to swap after this so that counter doesn't hit our Empoleon. If we can, mash the Primeape. Good job. 2, 3, 4, 5. We get a full farm down here. We still have a shield. And it's a Jellicent. So that was Goon, Drapion, Jelly. Yeah, I think that, both of our fighters are pretty good core breakers for this team. Opponent in a tough spot. We just need this. I think we shield the Primeape, because I don't think they can get to 2 moves and kill us. That's true. If it was nanoseconds, it might not be that bad, P. James. That's fair. But I like the shield here. It forces them to throw again. And anything, like, no matter what they throw here again, they're going to be low enough, I think, that we can waterfall them down. If they throw right here, it's a desync CMP. They get there just before us. We should be looking to undertap here, because this might not KO. We overtapped. Well, Bubble Beam still won't kill the Empoleon. So we are good. Alright, what do you think about that one, Bonanzarad?
Okay, I was lucky because I misplayed at the end. I didn't realize
That you had the Night Slash?
was still alive. Yes,
Yeah.
I could throw the Night Slash.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this was simply team comp. I more or less hard countered him.
Yes. I do want, like, when we see those leads that are fighters that, like, we're swapping out of, I would like us to just, like, you took a little time there, and that's good, but I think we want to be going to the Primeape most of the time.
Okay.
And if we go to Primeape again, like, in that matchup specifically, like, you know, generally we don't know exactly what they're going to bring in, but in that matchup, like, but when they bring that in, like, we have Ice Punch on Primeape, and that's neutral in that matchup, where, like, all of Sirfetch'd moves are resisted. And that's kind of why we want to be Drapion. Thank you, chat. That's why we want to be going to Primeape more often when we're the ones swapping out first, because the Night Slash Ice Punch is a little better coverage than what Sirfetch'd has. I really liked that you no-shielded the second move from the Drapion, and like they Felstingered us, which was wild. Because Felstinger and Aquatail are the same cost, but like I think you identified based off how much damage the first one did, the second one wasn't going to kill you, and I really liked that read. That was really important. And then they Felstinger, so it was like extra good for us. But that was a really good read. And just, you know, we could have made it a little cleaner at the end, but you still were in a position. You still put yourself in position to win the game, so that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Next one.
Yeah, this team's feeling really good, and you seem like you've got a pretty good idea what you're doing with it. So.
Yes, you can misplay and it still works. So.
That's the nature. Like the better the team is, the more margin there is. The more you can make little mistakes and still win games. Like that's like when you run spicy, wild, bad things. Like you can still win the games you're supposed to win, but it gets harder and harder to win some of the other ones. And this team feels really solid. So shout out to Wallower. All right, let's go for it. All right, let's see. We got Empoleon into Nidoqueen. This is an amazing lead for us. Opponent almost certainly swapping out of this. Opponent not swapping out of this because they're crazy. We want to throw lethal as soon as we get it. Yes. Now it forces them to shield first, and so we can feel really comfortable shielding what could be a potential Earth Power here. Like we don't... Oh, he swaps. Interesting. Curious why he stayed in there instead of just shielding once and farming down. But let's see what the opponent does. They Poison Fang our Primeape. 1, 2... They get to the second one. I assume this is lethal based off how much damage the last one did. And I think that we're seeing how this has put us in a slightly worse spot than if we just stayed in with the Empoleon. 2... and they're probably low enough the Night Slash kills here, but I don't mind going for the Ice Punch, just knowing that it's going to be lethal if you don't know exactly how much damage the moves do. Opponent does get to farm us down, though. But now they're in the 0 shields. I would come back in with Empoleon. If we'd been counting chat, which Bonanzarad isn't, we talked about that beforehand, just kind of a feel thing, doesn't feel comfortable doing the full counts. If we'd been doing full counting, there's might be an opportunity to just no-shield this. But, yep, there's... don't even know what animation that was. But now we're in the 0 shields. That's a Cradily. 2, 3... That's Infestation Cradily. If we shielded an Earth Power, I think we survive any one move from Cradily. If it was a Poison Fang, we probably should be swapping out here. Bonanzarad making the read, swapping out. We resist Stone Edge. So they would have to throw the Grass move. I think it's Grass, not on Cradily. And it will not be lethal. It will hurt, though, chat. It will hurt a lot. Night Slash it. Okay. I think the Empoleon is still out of 1 Shadow Ball range. But we might be too far behind on energy to get to the second one. Or to farm them down. They might get to 2 Shadow Balls here, or a Shadow Ball plus a Icy Wind. I don't think the Shadow Ball is lethal, but it's going to put us in the red and they might just farm us down. So if we were gonna... Chat, what was that? Chat, I don't even know what that was. Then be mashing the move. We're at the move. What? I don't know what move that was. Ominous Wind? That would be about, yeah. I could see that being that damage. So I think that was them. That was what do you think about that one, Bonanzarad?
I was worried, but I think the Drifblim had the wrong moveset.
Yeah, that's chat, and I agree with you on that one. But
Yeah.
at the beginning of the game, you threw the Hydro Cannon,
Yeah.
and then you swapped out. And I was curious why you swapped out there.
I thought there was a Charmer in the back. I wanted to see the Charmer.
Okay, that's fair. Usually Nidoqueen pairs with things that are weak to fighting, because the Nidoqueen is the anti-fighter in the line. But it's possible for somebody to run like a Nidoqueen Charmer +1. But I was expecting a Dark type. But they had the Ghost and Cradily. The Cradily being the thing weak to fighting.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. I do think, though, in that specific situation, like, even if they have the Charmer, we could still stay in that first matchup. We get the shield first. We shield whatever they throw, because like they're going to go up to whatever the Earth Power costs, right? They're not going to throw right when they get to Poison Fang. They're going to go up to whatever it costs. If we get the shield first, I think we can shield whatever they throw and just farm them down. And then whatever they bring in, we can throw a move at it and swap out then. And I think we're in a little better spot than, like, essentially what we did was we just like threw our Primeape away. Like, we lost the Primeape and didn't get much out of it. Whereas, because the Empoleon double resists the poison jabs. So I think against those Nidoqueen leads, we want to just stay in and farm them. Like, we want to, if we can throw a move before them, awesome.
Yep.
Threatens lethal, throw lethal, right? Makes them make a choice if they're going to shield or not. And then once they shield, we just commit to shielding once and farming down. We can throw whatever comes in and then swap out, and I think we're in a little better spot.
Okay.
Yeah. But we still found a way to win there because opponent did not have Shadow Ball. So that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, we get to play this matchup out immediately again, but they swap out this time. We go to our Primeape. That seems good here. Normally, we want to counter swap with the Sirfetch'd. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but because the lead was a Nidoqueen, farming down here and having Ice Punches is actually pretty nice. 2, 3. So they come back in the Nidoqueen. I think we can get to 2 Ice Punches here before they can KO us. And that'll be pretty nice. They bring in a Golbat. Man, these weird ABA poison teams. Like, is Goon really a hard enough answer for most of the Psychic types that you can get away with running 2 poisons? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get lethal, throw lethal. Got it. Because they're at the Poison Fang now. They probably shield this. Be interesting to see if they commit to farming down or not. But Bonanzarad playing this clean so far. We don't want to swap out and give up switch. Don't quite get to another move. We know they have a Nidoqueen. I would come in with a Sirfetch'd here. Like, it seems wild. But I guess we no shield whatever this is. We need the shield for potential Earth Power. We shield here. We shield the Shadow Ball. They're going to swap immediately to the... No, they don't swap out. They're letting us farm down. This could be double Shadow Ball, because they didn't throw a move at all. Nope, that's just the Poison Fang. We don't care about that. And the Poison Jabs aren't going to matter either. So this is a situation where if we were counting, we'd have extra play to try to catch. But we might be able to just waterfall this low enough that then the Sirfetch'd can punch it to death. Yeah, that looks okay. They Earth Power us here, and Sirfetch'd just punches 2 things to death while they resist its moves. There's the Earth Power. Sirfetch'd coming out here. Just punch, single resisted there, double resisted here. Sirfetch'd, don't care. Get him, Sirfetch'd. Would have been a little cleaner to throw the move there. It was lethal, but still gets it. All right, what do you think about that one?
Yes, it's a good team I have.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and...
I was interested when we saw that Nidoqueen. Like, hey, we get to practice it right now, and they're like, that person did not want to stay in for that matchup. They're just immediately out of there.
Yeah.
I was curious why you shielded the Primeape against the Goon. We'll pull that.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull that up real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Because we're gonna see that happen more than once, I suspect.
It's the first time I play Primeape. I don't know how bulky it is.
That's fair.
So
It's not very bulky, but cross chop's not a very good move. They can't get to the gunk shot, so they'll never get to a gunk shot. And cross chop, even if they cross chop you, you can just straight farm them down, and you still have about a third of your health left.
Okay.
So the next time somebody swaps a goon in on us and we go to Primeape, we're just countering it all the way down, and we don't have to shield at all.
Okay. Good
and we'll come out with about 50. We'll come out with 56 energy.
Yeah.
So that's a move and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I built it today when I saw the video. I built my Primeape. So first time.
Yeah. You're playing with a new mon for the first time, and you're going pretty positive. So love to see it. We're winning and learning things, which is the best combination. Usually you have to pay to learn things with your ELO, but today we're winning and learning things, so I love it.
Yep.
We still got about 40 minutes left. Good for another one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's claim this one and then see what we get, and then we'll head into the next one. Ooh, a Skarmory. So there's another Goon lead. We want to be swapping out to our Primeape. There we go. I like it. They bring in a Jelly. We're just Night Slashing. It's a Bubble Jelly. It's a little better for us. Hex is the better move for Jelly in most of the neutral matchups because it's the moves a little faster. It's one Night Slash. Two Night Slashes might be lethal. I don't mind shielding here. Actual Shadow Ball, chat. That's good for us. Because we're going to keep outpacing them if they throw the big moves. So we probably got a shield here. Yep. Although I think they get to... Well, we get to throw this one first. This is huge. Because this means we'll almost certainly outpace them to the next one as well. Because we're just 10 turns to a move. Whereas the Shadow Ball's on Bubble, it's like 15 turns. So we could shield here again and win switch. I'm pretty sure. Even if they throw a Bubble Beam here, I think we could still... But this might be a Shadow Ball Ice Beam. Oh, we swapped. Bonanzarad. Why did we... okay. We could have won that matchup. One switch. But Bonanzarad coming back in here. And they might have a Charmer in the back still, right? Like, they have a Goon lead. They need 2 anti-fighters. This is a pretty high risk. Like, that's a situation where, like, if we win switch, usually we want to keep switch. It's a pretty high risk to be in a position where we're going to win switch and then just give it away. Please no Charmer. Golbat. Okay, that's not good for us either. 3, 4. So if we win switch there, we have our Empoleon that's still fairly healthy. Chef, I have no idea what that says, but Twitch thinks it's suspicious. Yeah, okay. You can let's get back to our student here. So what do you think about that one?
I should have saved the Empoleon.
Yeah, so we swapped in our safe swap, and they swapped in their Jellicent. I think that Jellicent was probably running Bubble, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball. That's why they just kept throwing Shadow Balls. They didn't have Bubble Beam. And so we were outpacing them well enough that we were going to, I think, win that matchup. Okay. And so in that case, we don't want to, like, if we can win switch, like, we had a really bad lead matchup, right? So if we can win switch, like, winning switch is good for us. So I would stay in there and try to win that matchup. Instead of swapping out to our Empoleon, because that, like, their lead was weak to fighting, right? We have 2 fighters in the back. We swap in 1 fighter, they bring in 1 anti-fighter. They still have another anti-fighter in the back most of the time. Like, it could have been a Charmer, it could have been another Ghost. In this case, it was a Golbat. But, like, all of those are pretty bad for our second fighter. So if we can go to our first fighter and have a chance to win switch, that's really good for us. So I would, next time we're in that situation, just focus on, like, we're willing to stay in there to try to win switch if it feels reasonable, right? Like, against a Drifloon or some of the other things, like, if we get 1 shield out of them and then our guy's going to die, like, maybe we let it go. But against that Jellicent that was just going straight Shadow Ball, like, you're going to get to that 4th Night Slash in 40 turns. I'm just, like, pulling the numbers, but, like, you don't have to count. But just so you know, like, you're going to get to the 4th Night Slash in 40 turns, and that's when they're going to die. For them to get to the third Shadow Ball is 45 turns. So even if you had swapped second, you'd still be able to win that matchup.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, Primate was doing Primate things. We swapped to Primate. He was doing his job. We just gotta let him finish his job. All right, let's get the next one. This is a good lead for us. And they swapped to a Water Gun Lapras. This is a situation where we probably should have counter swapped, right? The Primate is our safe swap. The Surfetched is our counter swap. We counter swap here to Surfetched. The Leaf Blades are much more threatening than anything the Primate throws. I think we to get to a Surf takes them 14 turns. So even if we swapped 4 Water Guns late, we still get a Leaf Blade off before they can throw a Surf. Probably could have gone for the farm down here, but we talked earlier about have lethal, throw lethal, and so I support this play. Even though it looks a little weird, it's a better learning opportunity. And like, what we're going to do, Ice Punch this Wiggly. I don't think that makes that big of a difference. By the time we get to a Hydro, it'll still be lethal. So I don't mind that one, especially with Water Gun being a little harder to count there. But I think the thing we could have improved here was going straight to the Surfetched. Oh, we probably should have just stayed in there. But that, we all reflex swap sometimes, chat. That happens. Opponent swaps, we're going to swap. And sometimes that puts our fighter in against their Confusion user, which is not good for us. We need to farm up to 2 moves. We probably shield whatever comes from the Hypno. Yeah, but I mean, Surfetched is better in the Wiggly fight, actually, because the neutral counters. And, like, there's a chance where the Empoleon, if we don't give this, like, giving this Hypno the energy lead is the biggest problem. It's not which is in which matchup. It's that we gave this Hypno, like, a 5 Confusion head start on us. If we just had our Empoleon in, Empoleon gets to 2 Hydros before the Hypno gets to 2 moves. That's a lot better for us. Right? So it's not necessarily so much about the matchups as that we just like fed them a bunch of energy. So that was a tough one. All right, what do you think about that one?
I had no chance. 2 anti-fighters in the back. No.
So I really think you had a chance that game.
Yeah? Okay.
I think step 1 was when they go to something weak to fighting as their swap, right? When they safe swap something weak to fighting, if we counter swap with our Surfetched, it usually has a better matchup there. In this case, the Lapras, right? Yeah. They bring in the Lapras. It's Water Gun, which is just worse than Ice Shard. It takes them 14 turns to get to a Surf. If you swapped in the Surfetched after 4 Water Guns, like you just took a second and a half to figure it out, go to the Surfetched, like you're still going to get to a Leaf Blade at the same time they get to that Surf, because the Leaf Blade's
was too fast.
In 10 turns? Yeah. So Leaf Blade's in 10 turns, and I think that 5 counters plus the Leaf Blade's pretty close to lethal on Lapras. I can look it up. Lapras versus our buddy Surfetched in the zeros. Hopefully you guys don't hear that echo quick when we just got home. Yeah, so they can throw a Surf at you and you don't have to shield it with the Surfetched. I've got it on screen here, so you'll see it later, but even if you tank the Surf, if you throw that Leaf Blade, the Surfetched wins that matchup with 13 health left. So they won't get very much farm off the Surfetched, and I honestly think that the Empoleon can kill both the anti-fighters.
Yeah, but I kind of panic swapped.
Yeah. And that happens. Like, I totally, you're like, oh, they're bringing in the other thing for my Empoleon. I should go to my fighter here. But it was a Hypno. And somebody in chat was like, well, if you didn't bring in the Surfetched there, the Surfetched was still going to have to fight the Wigglytuff. And that's true, but the worst thing about how that played out was that we fed the Hypno, like 5 Confusions of free energy while he just farmed down our Surfetched. So I think even if we didn't make that swap there, I think we still had a chance for the Empoleon to kill the Hypno and potentially force the. I mean, I don't even know if the Wiggly's going to get to a move against you. Like, if you get to throw. Let me look at Empoleon versus Hypno. So you would have 20 health left. But you had like a 2. You threw 2 waterfalls at the beginning and had lost a little health. If you have 2 more waterfalls of energy, that doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't actually change it. Because you're not close to another move. So you'd have to survive 4. Can you survive 4 charms, 20 health? Probably not. Probably not. Let me look. Yes, the Wigglytuff would be at 170. So a Wigglytuff with because it's not going to get to a move, so it's 172 health. Let me look up Wiggly versus Sirfetch'd now. We'll take it all the way down the rabbit hole. Oh, I mean, it comes down to with all the default stats, and this is like not the best case, right? This is we didn't just like murder the Lapras. This is from where we were in that game. It was the one shield situation. They swapped the Hypno in on your Empoleon. If you had stayed in there, it would have been really close. Like if you get any kind of lag on your opponent's side, you're like 1 counter short of killing the Wigglytuff with your Sirfetch'd. So I think there are several ways in that game where we had play. I don't think that was just a hard loss. I think that the better way is if we counter swap the Sirfetch'd, we get to delete the Lapras, and that puts the Empoleon in a better spot. But even in a situation where we use a shield against the Lapras, and then they like come in and farm us down, I think we still had some play there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean that's really would have been really close. Because we won switch, and Empoleon's just a beast, and this line's making good use of him. And you'll be able to see all the sims that I was running on screen later. But it would have been really close playing out that way, and I think that if we go to the Sirfetch'd there, I guess. All of that's good, and when you watch it back later, you can pay attention to all that stuff. But the one thing I want you to take away and keep working on for the next 20 minutes is like if they swap in something weak to fighting, we want to go to Sirfetch'd. So that's the main thing I want us to try to focus on. He's a better counter swap for us.
Okay.
All right. I talked too much there, but let's get to the next one. And I think that like we all have that temptation sometimes to look at a matchup and go like, oh, I didn't have any play there. But like having another perspective on it, if you can have somebody else watch it or like just like run through some sims on it, like you can generally find situations where even without our opponent making any mistakes, we still had some play there. And then if our opponent makes a mistake, we're in an even better spot. So, their lead's weak to fighting, so we're trying to bait out a counter user. We bait out a Mew. We don't get to a move. I mean, that was a savage catch, chat, but like, I don't know that it helped us that much. Because like, imagine a situation where like we no shield that, then they no shield this, and the Mew dies. We're back in the lead matchup again, or in a worse matchup, depending on our opponent's choice. So I think Empoleon was leaving Empoleon in that lead matchup was better. Yeah, here's the worst matchup. And our switch timer's locked. They can shield and farm us down. We still can't swap out. They're just gonna farm us down. And I don't know that Sirfetch'd. Yeah, we counter it down before it gets to 3. We counter it down before it gets to 3. Maybe. I think I would have liked us if we were going to make that play to just do it immediately instead of letting them get to a move first. So we have to shield this, and then the Sirfetch'd has to kill the Reggie before it gets to 1 move. An opponent can swap out here, so we don't get to farm down. Yeah, they swap out there, so we don't get the farm down. So we want Night Slash. The sooner we Night Slash, the better, because we like need a boost. I think it's going to be really close. 1, 2, 3. We YOLO out the Leaf Blade. No, Night Slash was the play. I'm pretty sure. We can look it up. Look how much health that Registeel has left. Night Slash does 26. Leaf Blade does 22. I think that 4 health would have made the difference here, chat. So that was that's on us, but we'll talk about it. All right, Bonanzarad, what do you think about that one?
Yikes. Don't know. Maybe the Night Slash would have been the better one.
Night Slash is the better one. I pulled it up there as your Night Slash is 26 damage and Leaf Blade's 22. I think 4 HP is the difference in killing that Registeel there.
Yeah.
So that was tough. I was curious about why you farmed up a move and then why you swapped out at the beginning. Trying to bait out the Charmer?
Didn't think about it.
Okay.
Just don't know.
I mean, you like YOLO caught the Focus Blast, which was pretty crazy. But like, it still put us in a pretty awkward spot because it like guaranteed they get to win Switch. Which then they got to put their Machamp on our Empoleon that was locked in, so that was not ideal for us. I think if we want to make that swap, if we like look at their lead, right? Their lead's weak to fighting, could have a Charmer in the back. I'm with you on that. Track with you 100%.
Okay.
If that's the read we're making, we want to swap out right away. We don't want to hang out in there and let, whatever their lead is get an energy advantage. Because then that allows them to do some kind of chip and dip where they get to throw a move at whatever we swap in, and then we're behind for the rest of the matchup. So if we see that lead weak to fighting, and we don't feel that our Empoleon wins that matchup hard enough, which I'm curious on what Empoleon versus Reggie looks like, because we're doing neutral damage and the lock-ons don't do much. So we'll look at it in the ones maybe, because I think you outpace.
Feeling that the Empoleon is too slow.
So yeah, they get there like literally a turn before you. The Hydra's not lethal though, so yeah, they win. They do win all the even shield situations. So with that in mind, like that's just even more like, yeah, we see a Registeel lead, we want to just swap out immediately. Go straight to Primeape against Registeel. He's our safe swap, and then maybe we get a little bit of energy lead because they react slow or something, and that'll help us. And if we can create, I think this is a matchup where if Empoleon is up 2 shields to 1 or 2 shields to 0, Empoleon wins that matchup really well. So, if we swap out right away and end up getting some advantage through the rest of the match and it comes back to the Reggie versus Empoleon later, like we still have play there. But we should probably just get out.
Yeah. So in this set I only won the Rage Quits.
That happens sometimes.
But I didn't win my set though.
Yeah. And I think two of those games were pretty winnable. The one game was really close, really hard. But I think that last game, and then also the one where we leaf bladed instead of that was the same game. This game, what was the other one? Oh, the one where we had the Empoleon and we then instant swapped our Surfetched. I think that game, if we had made that better read earlier in the game, I think we'd play there. So I don't think that 2-3 is the team's fault. I think those were learning points. And if we played that set again, I think we win 4 of those games. So I still feel pretty good about the team, and that's I won't soliloquize. We'll just go. Let's go to the next one.
Yes, but okay.
We won't overload it. We'll just go to the next one. But chat, we'll say it here, chat, so you guys can hear it and Bonanzarad can hear it later. But but that's the thing. Winning 1 extra game a day is like a 300 MMR change at the end of the season. So anything we can learn today that translates to 1 win tomorrow and the next day, it really adds up in a crazy way. This has to be a good matchup for us. They have Sludge Wave, Ice Beam are both double resisted. Felstinger's resisted, Aqua Tail's resisted. We're doing neutral damage, but our moves are more efficient. Waterfall's a better move than Poison Sting, and Hydro's a better move. Their lead resists fighting, so we wouldn't want to swap anything into it anyways, and they're unlikely to have a Charmer in the back. They're more likely to have Dark types in the back because it's a Poison lead, and we have 2 fighters for that. So I'd like us to stay in this matchup and win this. We're just going to keep gaining advantage. We don't have to shield anything. Is Drill Peck better here? Drill Peck's probably a little bit better here. That's true. Good point, chat. That is versus a Quillfish. 51. I mean, yeah, Drill Peck does 4 more damage. Drill Peck does 4 more damage, so that'll probably would get us to a position where, oh, they swap in. Will they bring in a Frostlass here? 2, 3. I would like us to shield once and farm down. They brought a Frostlass into us. We're going to leave this matchup with a move loaded. And I don't think any of the Quillfish's moves are still lethal to us. So we talked about have lethal, throw lethal. I like that he farmed down there, had good patience, knew they wouldn't get to another move. We don't have to shield this. I don't think. Okay, Bonanzarad opts to shield it. It's a little scary for me. I mean, I think we can look at the one shield. Does it make a difference? 52. Waterfall does 7. Yeah, landing the other move would be a little bit better. There's an Aqua Tail coming out. Primeape does not like taking Aqua Tails, chat. But we farmed them down. We have a Primeape with some energy and a Surfetched, and that is an Ariados. So we're throwing Ice Punch here. I don't think Ariados has anything that'll one-shot the Surfetched. Usually it's cross poison and lunge. So I think that the Surfetched will be able to get lethal here with the counters and Night Slash. Yeah, it's another ABA poison team, right? Quillfish in the lead, Ariados in the back. Might be a good time to be running a Confusion user in the lead, chat. 3, 4, 5. We win CMP. This won't quite KO. But it's also Poison Sting, and we have an Empoleon that's still alive. Our Empoleon's always going to land at least one. He tried to swap out there, but I don't think it makes a difference. I don't expect anything Ariados to throw to kill us here. Yeah. And we still had a lot of health in the Empoleon. Good finish. All right, what do you think about that one?
I never fought against the Quillfish.
Mm-hmm.
The Quillfish was a Quillfish, yes.
Yeah.
So, didn't know what to do. When I saw it was so weak to water,
mm-hmm.
I just stayed in.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ariadnos at the end, so all the poison types, I am quite confused. But
So Quillfish can win the 0s and the 2s against Empoleon in the Sims. Oh, one thing that chat pointed out as well was in matchups where Hydro Cannon's resisted, Drill Peck's going to be better. So against other Watermons, Quillfish, Lapras is probably another Watermon you'll see. Jellicent, it's better to throw the Drill Peck than the Hydro Cannon. It's not a very big difference. Drill Peck does about 4 more damage, but it's a little bit, and those things add up, right? So looking at the Sims and seeing that we lose the 2s, I don't mind that you swapped out when you did to try to farm it down with one of your fighters. That seemed okay in light of that. I was a little confused about it at the time, but looking at it now, we know. So I like that play to try to bait out if they had an anti-fighter or just get an energy lead on your fighter. And then at the end of the game, you tried to swap back to your Empoleon. I think either way there, you were in a position that was going to win. Ariados normally runs Cross Poison and Lunge, and neither of those are it's going to take at least 2 moves to kill either of your fighters. So I think you were in a pretty good spot once that was their backmon and you got 1 Ice Punch off on it. You were in a winning spot. So in a situation where you can get to more than 1 move, probably be throwing Night Slash against those kind of poison bugs. But in a situation where you're only going to throw 1, the Ice Punch is a little more damage. So it's a little information overload, but I think you can take it in, and we can jump. We got time for I think 1 more game. It's 120. Yeah, we got time for 1 more game, so we'll get that in and talk about it, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
Yep. Hey, look, it's our old buddy. We want to go to Surfetched. Oh, Primeape. We want to go to Primeape. I said Surfetched, but he can't hear me, so he made that mistake all on his own at the same time I did. And if we had Ice Punch here, this is the same matchup we saw earlier. Ice Punch here would be a little bit better. I don't mind. Night Slash and Leaf Blade are about the same efficiency. They're both resisted here, and we're going for boost chances, so I don't mind that. We can tank whatever the first move is. He opts to shield it, though. I'd really rather be ahead on shields in this matchup. And I think if we had gone to Primate here, we could definitely be in position to possibly win this matchup. Where Sirfetch'd is struggling a little bit more. We get a shield out of them. 1, 2. So I think we'll talk after this game about, like, this is really, I think he's going to no-shield again. This is what he did last time. Shield the first one, no-shield the second one. I'd rather us no-shield the first one, shield the second one. So that we're saving our shields, like we're getting ahead. Opponent shields again. So we go down there. They have a move loaded. The Empoleon doesn't care about... it could be a crunch. We get the waterfall through. I would definitely no-shield this. And save the shield for our fighter. There's the crunch. Does hurt. And I'd just be swapping out right here, right now. Like, they're coming back in with the goon. 2. So now we're taking a move on our Empoleon, so we're going to have to give up our shield here. The Backmon's probably something that kills our fighter and farms us down. We just give up the energy. 2, 3, 4. Do they have something else weak to fighting in the back? 2. In this matchup, is it one of each or is it 2 ice punches? Nidoqueen. And the zeros. Oh, we have a shield. 0-1. Ice punch it. I mean, they're supposed to win even the 0-1. Just straight Poison Fang. But we had an energy lead from farming down. Whew! Probably wouldn't have been... I mean, guys, I guess it didn't matter either way. All right, what do you think about that one?
Okay, it was quite okay. Could have been better, I think, but...
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if we had swapped the Empoleon out, if like as soon as the Empoleon killed the Drapion, we were just like mashing to bring our fighter back in, probably in a little better spot, because then they can't crunch our, then they can't farm us down or throw a move at us that, you know, making the call there to no shield and let the Empoleon go was like, that's a really hard call to make. But I respect that you made that call and then went for the farm down. That was good, and put us in position. And then in that matchup, you threw the Night Slash first. Night Slash is a lot less energy efficient against Nidoqueen. Because the Night Slash is less efficient because the Ice Punch is super effective.
I wanted to have a boost on stream.
You want to have a boost? That's fair. That's fair. That's true. You threw a lot. I think we got one. Did we get one at like the end of a matchup? Maybe. But we definitely didn't get one that mattered. So it was a tough day for a team running double Night Slash to swing and miss that many times.
Yes, and so much poison types. I think there's something going on.
Mm-hmm. But like, even though there are a lot of these poison types out there, and those are like not great matchups for our fighters, like this team's been navigating it pretty well. So.
Yep. No, I think I will run it.
Yeah.
Some more sets.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you'll be able to keep going positive with it. It feels like a solid team, and you know, you been doing a better job of throwing lethal things when you can throughout the stream. And then I think the one other thing we want to like keep trying to work on is like in that matchup again, like you lost lead, you had your Empoleon against their Obstagoon, and you went to your Sirfetch'd again. And I just like we really want to be going to Primeape in that situation.
Okay.
Think about Primeape as our safe swap. If we're losing lead, we want to go to Primeape. Primeape's going to have a better matchup against most of the things that they'll bring in against a fighter, because it has Ice Punch for those flyers. It has Ice Punch against like poison types. In that matchup, they brought in like a Drapion again. We saw that one earlier, right? Where Night Slash and Leaf Blade are both resisted, but Ice Punch would be neutral. I think that the Primeape has a better chance at winning switch there and not being behind on shields. So just kind of try to focus on that one a little bit. The you know, their lead beats my Empoleon. I want to go to Primeape.
Yep, I will let you know.
Yeah. And you know where to find us. Hang out, give us updates in chat or in the Discord. We love hearing how people's sets go over there in the GBL discussion area. Thank you again, Bonanzarad, for coming in and sharing your games with us today, so we all have an opportunity to learn.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for joining us today in the dojo. If you value these coaching VODs, you can give this video a like, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can leave some feedback below in the comments. Also, in the description are links to my Twitter and Twitch. You can follow me there for additional content. I live stream on Twitch Monday through Friday starting at noon Pacific. I would love to have you join us there so we can learn and grow together.